See?
Welcome back, special edition, week 5. We are live, it's week 5, feel pretty good about it, bud. G Squared featuring Troika this week.
E.T. G.H.
I thought you were going to say like phone home or something.
Whatever. Hey,
We're
I
here.
didn't pick my initials.
We're here. It was a lot less of a crowd than last time, but Tank made this like banging ass, like it was steak, bacon, mac and cheese mix thing. So I'm coming down with the food coma about that. I feel pretty good though, catching my second win. We're watching the Braves lose. Nobody's mad about that. And yeah, we're here. We miss Garrett. He's been working his ass off. The power lines.
Stay safe, bud.
He apparently he's been doing like 16-hour days, 18-hour days, what the fuck ever it is, but he's probably happy to be away from the kids for a little bit though, so like keep falling trees. Just kidding, stay safe.
Oh.
Everybody. We'll have him back on here next week. But what do you not notice right now?
I don't know.
It's been 30 seconds and I haven't been hit by a Nerf.
That is a very good change. Because
Bro, I
that
could
was,
take a breath. Just be like,
John's not here.
yeah,
Huh?
John just left, so
Oh.
John is not here.
Are you sure? He might be sniping from behind the
John
truck
is
over
not
there.
here.
we're in good shape. We're gonna do something weird this week and actually do the podcast.
We're going to talk about football for a change.
Yeah. Want to really run through last week's games. I could just talk y'all's ear off for 30 minutes about how I stepped on the tracks when the train was coming through. I said I was going to. Garrett's no longer undefeated. I won't bore you about that, Fred.
That's too bad. And I won't talk. I'm not going to step on him when he's down. But Georgia lost.
Yeah. It's bound to happen.
I mean, it's just...
Sometimes it's just not your week. Powder outages and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm segueing this with Troika. He's going to run through some of these games with y'all. Starting with his own.
I'll start with my own.
Troika, you, who you played? Mike?
I played Mike.
He showed signs of life. He almost hit 100. He's getting better.
Well, it's not bad. But when you get a freight train like my team that I expect to keep on going, it doesn't matter what you got. Like, there's nobody in the league that would have beat me this week.
Yeah.
And I left some on my bench.
Jordan Reed on your bench is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
He's like the second or third
Like,
ranked
where would
receiver,
you
if
put
I'm not
him? Like,
mistaken.
where would you put him if I was going to go anyway? You couldn't last week. You didn't know if Jordan Love's going to pick.
So Swift, I think, is an anomaly. I almost would trade high on him. I like
maybe
Moss.
trade. Or maybe I put him as a flex and try to figure out if...
You still have Mixon on your bench?
Uh-huh.
Dude, Troika's got the deepest team in the league right now.
Well,
It doesn't look like he's slowing down anytime soon. His tight end's name's Strange. That's kind of strange.
Oh, he's gone now. I picked up this tight end from...
That was my idea.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. She told me to pick up Strange. That's... I'm going to do that next weekend.
I think
thought that was the cool thing.
I think the biggest thing with your team,
Strange, you have to pick him up.
the biggest question mark going forward, and you can use your depth. There's one or two ways you can do this. You could keep have your depth or whatever, so that people don't have them, and just keep pushing through. Or you could use the fact that you have tradable players and flip that for a quarterback, because I don't really trust Caleb Williams that much.
No, well, I want to see if Richardson's going to be what he was supposed to be.
I'm not big on Richardson, but he's athletic.
I'm not sure yet.
He's athletic, but he can't really throw that well.
I don't know. He did pretty good last week till he got hurt.
She has a good personality.
Yeah, exactly.
He would win Mr. Congeniality and like whatever.
That's the problem though. He keeps getting hurt, man. And that's his MO. Like, all right, so I have Michael Pittman in my other league. I don't know who has him in our league, but okay, cool.
I gave him 4 weeks. I threw him on my bench today. He did fantastic.
I'll hit on that later. If Flacco continues to start, Pittman's a must start. Pittman's great. if he has a fucking quarterback that can throw him the ball.
Flacco wants to throw it to guys who've been there for a while.
Yeah,
They know
Pittman's
what
a
they
great.
want.
That's a great pick. I'm huge on Pittman, but
I have him
like
starting this week.
he's just not like with Anthony Richardson throwing the ball.
Yeah.
It hasn't been great.
Let's talk
On
about,
the other side, what do you think? He's 0-4. We made a big spiel about it last week.
Here's a
Like,
big
oh,
thing.
you're 0-3. It's must win. Or you got to pack your bags. The two 0-3 teams won. Brew and Michelle.
Yeah.
He was the one that did. Is
Well-
Trivia Mike done?
He is not done, but it's getting close. He was ranked the #1 draft.
Okay.
If you look at his guys, you got Burrow. Now,
I love Burrow.
your running backs are kind of
Suspect.
they're kind of garbage. You have good receivers,
Deontay Johnson's looked better for the Panthers. I'll give him that.
like, but yeah, you got nothing on your bench. You have to make some moves, and I don't know what you do. You're gonna have to trade one of your top guys for a couple of.
First problem. I see
So
one.
he's got AJ Brown coming back at some point, so that'll
Yeah.
be good. Rashad White's not horrible. Zamir White is not the starter in Vegas anymore. So
No.
you got to find a second running back. Now who's
And-
gonna want to give up a second running back? Maybe he trades with somebody like you that has a Joe Mixon on his bench. Maybe he trades for Zach Moss.
Yeah, I'm looking at your team. There's nobody I want. Sorry.
The first problem he had, he's got Aaron Rodgers. That was probably his first.
No. Well, I can take Brown. Oh shit. Well,
He's
hey,
out.
Mike, we can talk about this later, maybe.
Oh, he's got to buy. He's got to buy.
Maybe you go like an Amon Ra for a Zach Moss and or like a Joe Mixon and a fucking Jordan Reed.
Nah.
That's two good players for a
Nah.
stud.
Nah. No. No, I can't do that.
Why? Amon Ra's top 5 receiver.
Yeah. Well, I got Jefferson and Marvin Harrison Jr. Shit, I would rather keep Jaden Reed and then have him as my flex. No, it's not gonna happen.
Don't put it out of the question.
No,
All right,
it's out of the
best team in the league beat the worst team in the league. That's what we took from that.
Hell yeah.
Michelle got up the snide. Got the first one of the year. Mahomes alone.
That's cause she got to play against Wade. No, that's not Wade. That's Jensen. You got to beat Jensen. Everybody wants to beat Jensen. And you beat him by more than 20. That's pretty strong.
Josh Allen. That's what the game came down to. They looked like ass on was it Sunday night? The Ravens
was a late game. It was a late
from the
game.
jump, dude. The Ravens had.
I was falling asleep watching that game.
They
too,
couldn't
so
even
it was
get.
just
They
like-
couldn't even get garbage points at the end. Like the Ravens just fucking splashed them.
Young Ho Koo had a hell of a game. That's
Sure.
Michelle's player of the week.
Young Ho Koo, dude. Oh yeah, that's a big thing this
It's
year.
not Young Ho.
Young Wei.
This year in our league.
It's Young Wei Who. Say his name correctly. Young Wei Who.
Pay attention to kickers, man. Like they've been putting out points. So if you can find a good one.
You like Wangu? Is that what
Young Wei Who.
You like Wayne, dude?
Yeah, Wangu.
Jensen's team's gonna. It's gonna be annoying to some weeks because Allen will get 40 and you'll lose to him. I like Leggett on the bench. He'll end up making moves when people get
Check
comfortable with
this
their
shit
teams.
out. All right,
but
look at Pittman, who didn't do much, but that's with Flacco.
that's what.
Put up, so Pittman
I
is
hear him on the
don't
bench. I gave
don't
him four.
get-
I gave
don't-
him weeks. He didn't do
don't
shit.
give
I put
up
him on
faith
the
in
bench.
Pittman yet.
I didn't. He's playing this week.
I like Pittman for Michelle, and I love Eckler on the bench. He'll come back and be fine. You put Eckler in
He's gonna come back this week.
that steel spot. I think it's funny. Of course, Michelle got McConkey, and he did well. So
Yeah.
you'll see what
I think
happens.
it's great. This will be neither one of these teams will come in last
I
because
switched up everything this week.
Big and Mike will, but you guys will come in second and third to last, which is kind of cool.
Dallas Goddard's been great. Right now, what team would you rather have?
Out of these two,
Yeah, going for it.
I would rather have Jensen's team, but
So I'm actually the opposite. I'd rather have Michelle's team.
I don't have that team anymore. I mixed it all up.
yeah, she traded half her,
I did a
or
whole
dropped
bunch of
half her
trades
people.
this- I did a bunch of jumps tonight.
I'd rather have Michelle's team, and honestly, like even if Derek Carr goes to shit, I think if Stafford gets like any of his
Stafford this
receivers back, he'll be fine.
All right. Here's the game of the week.
Wasn't much of a game though.
It really wasn't. The guy that I wish I drafted was Jaden Daniels.
It's my God.
And I could have got him early.
Yeah.
Like, I took Richardson. I thought he'd maybe do whatever all the experts were saying. And then I got Caleb Williams because of maybe what he'd do, but I could have got him before Caleb Williams. So the Bears could have as well. So I'll talk about that.
Well, I don't know if y'all remember the draft when I got real excited. I was like, how did y'all let him fall to me?
Yeah.
Like, I still went early on him though. I think it was like 8th round or something.
Yeah.
I wanted AJ Brown with all my heart.
Now-
and I'm
But I
glad
set up my
that
draft
out.
based on the fact that I was going to draft quarterback late, and it had to be him. If I didn't get him, we'd be talking about something different right now. I won by a little over 20. Jaden Daniels got 20.
It was a bloodbath. Anybody leave? Nobody left anything on the bench. Well, you did. Well, Rico Dowdle. Oh yeah, that's a Carolina guy.
Yeah,
Garrett left nothing on the bench and scored nothing. So he's in trouble.
ask my dad about Rico Dowdle next time you see him. He can't stand it. When they used to drive, when Rico Dowdle's on the bus, they would like have to stop the bus because he'd like forget things or have to go like run errands or whatever.
It's like,
and
oh,
all-
I forgot my purse. I left my purse over at LSU. Or
Yeah, if you catch my dad like on a good buzz, like ask about Rico Dowdle. He'll go on like a fucking rant about it. It's really funny.
well, Lee plays for the Cowboys, right? So
Yeah.
F him. All right.
I like my team going forward.
I do too.
Not much to say except for Garrett's
Garrett's in
obviously
trouble.
like he's 3-1.
Garrett has
But
to make
it's like
trades.
it's good that he started off so hot because Rashid Rice going down. Like, all right, so he needs Tank Dell to be who he is.
Yeah.
But at that point though, he's really relying on Houston, which is fine.
So
But
I proposed trades with Garrett, and
Bijan hasn't been
and Garrett
the guy
declined.
that.
Garrett declined the trade that I proposed, which I thought was very fair. And he gave me something else in trying to send me Kirk Cousins. And I already have 2 quarterbacks, so I can't keep another one. But if you would have given something else, then maybe we could have made something happen.
Yeah.
I know what you need, and I have that to give you, but you have to,
True Garrett fashion though, he snuck in this Kareem Hunt pickup.
yeah. And that might end up being
You never
pretty
know.
big. But
With Pacheco out, you never know.
we have to start 2 receivers, and I don't know.
He's gonna need Brock Purdy to get him more than 10. But Purdy's put up numbers in the past, so we'll see.
I like Purdy.
I don't think it's like alarming mode. Like panic meter would be like a 4 for me for Garrett. I think he's still a playoff team.
Well, you have to be better
They'll
than
put it together.
You have to be better than half the people. Well, actually,
Yeah.
less than that.
Less than half, yeah. I just like it was. I think I needed to win a lot more than he did. So to get back at 2-2, I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
We
Who you
got Tank and Gordo.
Oh, Tank and Gordo.
Tank let it slip away at the end, man. It looked like he was gonna win the whole time.
Man, I feel bad because he went hard on Mahomes, and Mahomes hasn't really done much.
That's the story of this game right here.
But because
Mahomes
come on.
gets you 9. Geno Smith gets you 14. He lost by 4.
If you go
Mahomes
line,
gets 14. He wins by 1. Like
you go line by line, Tank should have won, but.
what I like for Tank going forward. Sutton and Addison both look good.
Oh yeah. Well, see, you have a bunch on your bench. Well, shit. Jordan Love, which Gordo should have paid attention at ESPN and started that guy. But,
Gordo's gonna be okay with depending on where Devontae Adams goes because he's holding out right now. I don't know if you heard
that's
about
true.
that.
But
If he lands in a good spot, it makes Gordo if he ends up being a top 5 receiver like he has been, and then mean, Geno Smith looked good the other night, but he's also got Jordan Love, who, like you said, looks good.
But
Gordo's got a good, both of these teams are playoff teams in my opinion, and they're both 2-2.
yeah,
Like they'll be fine. I like Jared Goff on the bench. Gordo's got 3 like pretty good quarterbacks.
but I didn't realize that.
I think.
Hey,
I think the
Gordo,
problem-
I might be talking to you about a trade here. pretty
Yeah,
soon.
I mean, honestly, I think the issue is sometimes when you have too much depth, you overthink matchups or
well,
whatever, and it's a lot easier if you just play because you never know like what guy's gonna go off which
You
pick of
don't-
the week.
you don't
Sometimes
wanna-
you can get unlucky and
You know-
not pick the right one.
That's true. But you don't want to carry 3 quarterbacks.
Right.
Like that's never a good idea. And you don't want like on your bench you got 3 that gave you like zeros. Like maybe McCaffrey I think has already been traded. Didn't that happen? Or maybe not.
No, he's in like fucking Germany getting work done on him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You don't know if he's ever gonna play. Like,
Right.
So that's not. Yeah.
Going forward, Tank, his running back room is very small. There's going to be some bye weeks that kind of fuck him, but I think if he starts right wide receivers, I like Addison going forward, and I think what's
Kelsey's
really going to
gonna
be
be
the
better.
difference is
Kelsey-
Kelsey had his best week last week, and if Mahomes has to rely on him, and Mahomes starts putting up those numbers, you might see like an old school
Well, what you
Michelle
need
slash
is
my
so you
dad
got-
team for Tank.
That was the thing is Kelsey and Mahomes just double dipping on everything,
Correct.
and that's how that can work.
So if that does work out, they'll sneak a couple wins in there and be straight in the playoff. Next up, we got JC and Shoei.
JC and Shoei. JC's team's been looking better. That has a lot to do with Pittsburgh.
I don't really trust Justin Fields like that. I think they were losing, so he had to put up like garbage numbers.
Well, it's fantasy football. That's where you get your points at.
Yeah, but typically like they just run the ball and play good defense. They're not going to be losing by like 20. You know what I mean?
Let's see. He's got a lot of Sam Darnold. Nah.
Sam Darnold's been one of the best quarterbacks. I would start him going forward. Montgomery and Najee is not bad. Chris
Shoei-
Godwin's been awesome.
Now, Shoei has, like, on paper, a great team. Brees Hall, who would think he didn't get hurt,
I thought something
and he
was wrong
gave
with that
2.8 points.
because the score is only
He didn't get
10 to 9.
hurt. Like, I thought that, like, when you
Can't
see
get
that,
points if the score is 10 to 9.
he got 4 yards in the whole game.
The score is 10 to 9.
So I mean, I've said this a lot over the years. Like, I don't trust Jets players. So like, I don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah.
Well, I like going forward, Joey. I really like Brian Thomas from Jacksonville.
Well, if
not
old Sunshine can get his shit together, it's going to be great. And if my tight end, I have Ingram as my tight end.
Good.
Yeah. So if Ingram gets healthy and Sunshine gets his shit together, then we might have a chance.
I mean, you put Brian Thomas in that flex spot.
Yeah.
Joey's gonna be competitive.
Where are your people put it?
Well, oh yeah. Everybody's, well,
Joey needs
no, he's got some names here.
Joey needs Jalen Hurts to be Jalen Hurts of like MVP type season to
Yeah.
be competitive. Like he'll upset some people. I don't trust Brees Hall. I know that like he was picked to go top 5. I think he drafted him top 5.
Well,
But I just like
projections.
yeah, exactly. Like
Cheers.
yeah, if
Oh no, we don't do cheers on. What are we supposed to cheers on?
that's consistent, I mean.
Oh, it's not consistent.
But I mean, I don't hate Joey's team.
No,
There's potential there.
he's gonna get his.
It's early enough where I mean he's one of the 2-2 teams. There's like 10 2-2 teams. So
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot that you can do here. I know that. Well, nah, I'm not gonna say Olave, Metcalf. This game was pretty much done by the quarterback.
DK is a bona fide stud though. That's
Yes.
a good pick. Devontae Williams, he got the yards. He just didn't get like if he could start getting touchdowns, like I can see a scenario or so. Is that like both these teams? I think are on the same path. They might be fighting for that last playoff spot.
Lower playoff spot, but
there's nothing wrong with that. That's where I'm always at. So next up, we got Raphael's Raiders. I'm just so upset about just my second wide receiver spot doesn't
being
put
a
up enough points.
crybaby when you throw up and
While you win by fucking 50.
right now projected the number one team in the league, and
He does
Wade.
this every year.
Greg tries to be too nice when he's winning, but it comes across as like backhanded, like condescending shit.
Like Wade's team is great, but this week, well, you got Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Why is Wade's team great?
It just looks good on paper.
I think it looked better if you started Kenneth Walker.
That would have been a good idea. But that was a game time decision.
Yeah.
Michelle had Charbonnet on the
You
bench.
started
which
Cam-
actually Charbonnet put up like 15 points.
It was
started
either
Cam
Charbonnet
Akers
or
over
not
Kenneth
50
Walker,
points.
but
Charbonnet did not
Cam
do that.
Akers, don't ever do that.
Charbonnet did not
But-
put up 15 points.
even like, all right, so he starts Kenneth Walker, right? That's a 26 point difference.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, you still don't win the game, but you're in
No,
100.
but it
And
looks
by the
better.
end of the year, because Wade's one of those 2-2 teams now.
You're going to need those points for the.
By the end of the year, that's a 25 point difference that you could have missed out on a playoff spot for that tiebreaker because you're trying to get cute. Don't be too bored where you overthink it, Wade. You got decent enough players. You drafted right with your running backs. McLaurin's looking so much better now that he has the actual quarterback throwing it to him. It's your call on Wilson and Ayuk. I feel like they're the exact same player. They're both in dumpster fire situations. Like one's on a really great team, but just not the favorite wide receiver. One's on a really I don't trust any Jets play.
No, you shouldn't.
They're both fun.
Keenan Allen, unfortunately, is not going to do anything this year. He's going to be a locker room guy that's going to I'm sure that's for Greg's team.
Greg is really top heavy. And then you have Laporta there too, which is also like a cheat code if he ends up turning it on, where you have one of the 3 tight ends worth of shit in a 14-team league.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Greg, and Lamar is so fun. Between him and Henry, that was fucking 60 points right there. That's insane. I love Malik Neighbors. I'm in a third league this year with the guy that we work with, and I have Neighbors. My team name is Don't Wake the Neighbors. That's my guy, dude. I love that guy. Greg drafts players I like. I feel like he listens to me. I'll just start listening to me more because Greg's projected to be number
Kenneth
1 right
Walker on the bench. Well, but I do understand it because he was a game time decision.
now. Yeah, and it was a Monday night game, so you don't really know. So we're gonna give Wade a pass on this one, and we're gonna congratulate Greg for having the highest scoring week, second highest scoring week, but being the number 1 projected team right now.
He is number 1. Right
But
now.
no one wants to crying that you're in first bullshit. No one wants to.
No, Hitman against Brew.
The Hitman, Brew finally got off the schneid, dude. He needed it. Brew needed this. It was must-win territory, and he got it.
Well, cheers to Brew.
It was
He won by
congratulations.
40. And the Hitman had the team.
The Hitmen are
First
hurt.
week.
The Hitmen are hurt, though.
I know.
Look at their bench.
Well, that's the problem. What do we got? You're
Devo came back this week, but he's still
Dobbins. Zay Flowers did nothing. Yeah. There's a lot of single digits on the Hitman side, unfortunately. And
likely had that crazy big week 1.
yeah, but Brew had a really good week.
Yeah. Well, Dallas showed up first time all year.
Yeah, left some on the bench. Okay.
I told him I thought the difference in the game with Cleveland D. They did get him 13.
Yeah.
It obviously wasn't every single game, but
So that's a difference of 4 points.
I did think that was a good start.
But it is a.
Captain Kirk did not know how that was going to go. Ended up getting 15.6. That's awesome. Chuba Hubbard's been huge for him.
Yep.
And I think he will be going forward. I think the Panthers are way better with Danny Dalton. So
They
that's,
let's see. Ramondre. Okay.
Mondre's been struggling, but you got to hope that he does better. He had a good week 1, I think.
Ferguson. Yeah, Judy. Well,
I'm proud of Brew though. He's got his little
Before-
spreadsheet thing on his phone.
I think it's great.
All his
Well,
starts and stuff.
I'm trying to look at this.
I've been trying to get him not overthinking too much, but
Before this
I think
game
he's been
started,
making the right starts.
before this game started, if you went back before it started, which team would you rather have?
That's
Yeah. On paper, it looks better. The Brews team has been it's been so analyzed. It's been
yeah.
I know what's going to happen. Hell yeah. Way to go, Brew.
Well, he's gonna have Devontae Smith coming back, and then I actually I watch all the Bengals games. I really like Chase Brown. He hasn't been getting the workload. That's why it's kind of warned him about starting him because Zach Moss is a starter. But Brown's been hit fucking 22 last week, so it's
Yeah.
if he ends up taking over, that's a bona fide number 1 running back, and then we're talking way different about Bruce team. But he's got some players on his bench that can come back, make
I
it
have
look
the
more
other
fun.
guy, so I'm hoping that he gets
Zach Moss, yeah, I do too. And I got him in 2 leagues, so
Yeah, I keep trying. Well, we're back to the.
was that it?
I think that's it.
All right, word. Well, we made it through the first round. Thanks for bearing with us, and got a pretty cool mid segment for you. We're talking about we talked about the state of your teams, the state of our league. We're gonna talk about what kind of state your team is.